Alrighty. I don't suspect this is going to be a long one, but I wanted to make at least a little bit of progress today, because, boy, did I make none. Well, let's work on a mechanic for, well, what do we have? We have essentially some plants that need to be destroyed in order to get into the safe room, because the safe room detects that there's, well, stuff, shenanigans, paranormal shenanigans nearby. So, that's what we're going to do. Now, just going to wait for the project to load up. The player is supposed to destroy the plants using a machete. So I suppose we're going to animate that first. Let's see. Where do we have the player hand? Assets, models, player, hands rig. Okay. Now, we're going to need to open what? We're going to need to open the machete, because that's what we're going to be animating. I do not have a machete here. I should have it. Let me see. Let me pull from GitHub. I should have one in the engine files. So, engine, models, items. That's a Blender file. I don't need a Blender file. I think it's an OBJ. Okay, engine, models, items. Military machete. I think we can work with that one. Perfect. So the center is exactly where the handle is supposed to be. We're going to use a child of constraint on the armature. We have the item, wrist item. Yes, there we go. Okay. Now, how do we do this? Item takeout, military machete. I believe that's what we have to work with. Let me just fetch this real quick. Let's, what do we got here? Poses. All right. Make a copy. Item takeout, military machete. Cool. So first things first, let's get the pose in place. And actually just get rid of these keyframes. And just gonna line this up. I think we may want to move this. Let me actually do this. Clear all transforms. There we go. Thankfully we can do that. And then I'm just gonna Leave this here. Hmm. Good evening. So far it's just you and me. Okay. We are going to make this wrist start with an item like this. Huh. Okay, this is the position though. You know, it's kind of it looks a little ridiculous just looking from the 3D view. That's what it is. Okay, that's all fine and dandy, except it's too slow. Maybe we can have it a little bit closer to the camera. Man, the perspective is making the machete look kind of more like a hunting knife than anything. Hmm. think pretty much all of the location frames could be offset. There we go. Shorten the handle to help some machetes. Often don't have long handles. So yeah, it looks like a katana. Damn, that's actually a good point. We can send the note to Dimitar because that's his model. Okay, well, offsetting the location and rotation frames so they're not synchronized definitely helps make it a bit more dynamic. Okay. All right. Now this should work right away, as far as I understand. We don't have any attacks. We've yet to actually, well, make something. Let's see. I'm going to duplicate. Do I not have attacks? Item takeout military machete. Protect that. Inspect. Item takeout military machete. So this is the new one. This is not item takeout. This is attack wind up. Okay, so I'm gonna make frames, location, rotation. Delete everything before this. There we go. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to start animating the wrist handle, the wrist bone myself, because I don't think the driver part actually works. Okay. It just chops off at the top of its head. I don't need that anyway. Okay. Nice. And then from this one, we're going to make another duplicate. Attack, execute. And this will start from here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that doesn't seem like the wrist would be any useful after a motion like that. So maybe we might want to do like a forward stab. Okay. I think at least for starters, this might be okay. Let's grab this. Okay, it's a little cartoony, but I think it will do for now. Okay, and I believe after this, it should just go into rest. I forget how I was handling the animations with the sledgehammer. We had a wind up. You hold it and you let go. When you let go, it executes the animation. And I think while it's executing that animation, you can't really do much. Okay, so we're gonna have to probably do something like that here as well. Which means we need to have the hand return back to what? Item takeout, military machete. So we need to return to this pose right here. Just gonna copy that. Protect this. Okay, that bone didn't have as many frames as I thought it did. We'll probably have some sort of an inspection animation for this as well. It's kind of an important item. What? This makes no sense. some reason it thinks the location has been virtually unchanged. That is a lie. The tracks are the same. And yet it doesn't paste in the properties. Now why would that be the case? The only thing it pastes in is rotation. We got nothing here. Okay, this seems bugged. Just gonna close it, reopen it. Try it again. We copy the summary frame. We go to the attack execute, paste it in. It only pastes in... Oh. Does it only paste in what is selected? That seems not at all what I need. Oh, it does. When did that happen? Okay. Cool. We'll see about maybe doing multiple animations afterwards. Not bad. Actually, the abrupt stop does make it look like it's hitting something rough. Okay. Cool. Okay. There's probably more stuff that we can do with the curves, but this is it. Disable this. And then export GLTF. Engine, models, player, hands. Steven, what are you up to? Anything exciting? Any highlights? Seems like life goes through slog and excitement. It's taking a little long to export the animations. Okay. Cool. So, we need the item takeout. Experimenting with Godot. Nothing yet, sadly. Got it. Gotcha. Okay. Let's take the player. We have the item key. Will the code just... Hold on. Let me double check this. Is the code just gonna work? Because I think, if I remember correctly, I programmed it to use the item key to check if the animation's present. If that's the case, we're pretty much set. Right. We may want to reduce the size of these buttons. Oh yeah, we're already cutting off on the side. Okay. Gonna have to fix that. Where do we have developer tools? Okay, DevTools panel. Create buttons for environments. Right. I'm gonna copy this font override here because I'm gonna need it. Let's see. Item database. Oh, right. There's the button. Can reduce that, and we need no spacing in the VBox container. Yes, okay. So there's already no spacing. Soon enough, gonna have to have a scroll bar. You know, the items. And eventually even a search menu. Whew. That should be fairly simple though. Just loop through the buttons, check if the text contains a word from the text box. Okay, so we should have a military machete right there. And we crashed. Probably DevTools again. Find first inventory slot. Player node get owner. Right, we're not getting the player this way again. We have to get the player using... using the first node in the group. Mm-hmm. Man, I need to dedicate some time to go through my Let's Play. Well, not Let's Play, but my to-play list. Gonna make sure this is on ready, so that the player actually exists before we try to declare the variable. Like, I got Horizon Zero Dawn, I got God of War, the new ones. Still playing through the old ones first, so I can experience them in order. Still got Fallout 76. So much. Okay. Beautiful. Nice. That's right. Take out animation. That handle looks like a fragmentation grenade, but you know, we'll address that afterwards. Military machete. Okay. Ah. Is machete 2 T's or 1 T? 1 T. So I misspelled it. Dang it. So I gotta go here. Machete. Keep in mind, I'm the one who's writing the story for this, so, Gonna have to watch out for the spelling mistakes. I'm gonna have to run all my shit through ChatGPT to double check my grammar and spelling. I think after going through my script, ChatGPT is gonna drop a few dozen IQ points. I don't think they want to be using my data as training data. Assets, models, player. This is STL. I don't need STL. GLTF. Yup. Hansrick values. What? Okay. Right. So yeah, the basic concept of the machete is that it's used to clear the special type of vines, and it's also going to be used to clear the foliage that has sucked in a little too much of that paranormal Kool-Aid. Mm-hmm. Here's your coffee, Mr. Simpson. Man, I'm tired. Propane canister. I don't need that. Get out of here. That thing explodes. Let's get... Hey! Oh. That's not right. Is it the scale? Nope. That's the collision shape. Wait, animation player? That's not supposed to be in here. Oh, I think Dimitar might have been following my whatchamacallit. It's probably been following my sledgehammer, which might still have an animation inside of it. So we'll have to get rid of that. Okay. Now, why is that so out of place? That doesn't seem right at all. Well. Okay. So it's got the child of constraint. Oh. Maybe we shouldn't use the child of constraint. What do we use here? Copy transform. That's why. Copy transform. It's been a while. Okay. Armature. Item. Beautiful. Oh, this one's a child of. I guess it shouldn't really matter. Wrist item. No, I think it definitely should matter. Well, we did the pry bar with a child of constraint. So that shouldn't really be an issue. Right wrist item. So this should be okay as well. Okay. So why, pray tell, is it being sassy? Let's double check. So, go to the player. Take our hand. This is going to be item takeout military machete. Got the right hand attachment node. Item held item node. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Let's just place military machete. Yeah, that seems okay. So what gives? Let's see. Maybe I'm gonna have to use a remote transform node for this. So right now we're just making the element being the child of. Oh, actually, you know what? I know why. It's because we haven't told it to set FPS nodes so that it renders it within the viewport. There we go. I think that should be okay. Excuse me. Man. I need to learn to drink other liquids than coffee. How to think coffee is water. I don't need the sledgehammer. Go away. Yes. Okay, that definitely looks more like a knife. Okay, interesting. But hey, it works. Okay, that's not very safe, but, you know. We have to figure out what to do with this. I think we're gonna have to detect if we're holding something and then only play the run animation on the left hand. And the right hand is just gonna be playing whatever the heck it needs to be playing. Ooh, okay. Well, how do we attack with this thing? Let's see. We got the sledgehammer. It does have a script attached to it. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, but I don't think we can handle it this way anymore. We have hands now. We got hands. Okay. How are we gonna handle this? I think now we have to handle it within the player. Item process. Where do we have it? Object interaction. FPS animation process. This is for handling the animations. I suppose we can make a new function here. Func what? We have a place where we do item interaction before we commit to this. We have one where we work with the radio. So, what do we have here? FPS animation process, break open priable object, process input sound process, play footsteps, process movement, melee process. Okay. Looking at bashable. I think we can handle it here. It's got melee process looking at bashable false. If the raycast is looking at something and that collider is not null, it's a part of the group of bashable group. Okay, this is probably executed by the by the sledgehammer when we used to handle it in the sledgehammer. Actually, no, we did it here. So okay, let's just get something going. So we have a machete. So if we need to know what it is that we're holding, okay, how do we detect if we're holding the, well, whatever item we decide to check? Inventory, hotbar selected slot ID. There we go. And then, of course, we need to check if it's got something in it in the first place. Okay. So, there we go. Now, this is going to be true for both types of machetes, because we're going to have 3. So we have military machete, 1T. We're also going to have a makeshift machete, and then craftsman's machete. Because Dimitar made one machete, but it looked a bit more like a kitchen knife, so fairly generic, like a wooden handle, thick blade, and not a whole lot to it. And I figured we can make a nicer machete that is given as an item in the safe rooms if they go through the trouble of collecting all the collecting all the tapes, all the data disks, and yeah, they can get a nicer one. So we'll use both. Now we're gonna check if this array happens to contain the ID of the item that we're currently selecting. Then we need to play the takeout. No, we don't need to play the takeout. We need to check if we are currently about to attack. Okay. So if input is action just pressed, left mouse, then animation node. Hello everyone. Good day, Vishal. Okay, we have a variable for this. FPS animation player. Tell it to play. Play what? Well, we know that it is attack wind up, attach. Okay, so we have attack wind up, but the name is going to be built dynamically out of the item ID. Well, actually, I think we're just going to have the same animation for all three. So we could just, we could just play this. Okay. Man, I need to grab a drink. Hold on a sec. And not that kind of drink, just literally water. Whew, okay. Let's get the ball rolling. So, if mixed spaces. Cool. This should work. What if the machete attack would be more like the first swing you have to charge up, but then you can just like spam click the left button to continue the swift kicks or swift slices. Go away. I don't need you. There we go. And then we do this. Nice. And then when we let go, we're not gonna worry about like preventing the animation from playing if we let go too early. Left mouse. Oh man. I just want to get something up and running. Attack. Execute. Cool. As a matter of fact, I think it's actually fairly easy for us to do this. We can just say if FPS animation player dot is playing return. Okay, so it ignores. But that means that once we let go, it might actually get stuck there. Okay, we're gonna do this. If you press the button and not animation is playing, it's gonna start playing the animation. But here, we'll probably need some sort of like a fumble animation. That might actually be interesting. So if you prematurely let go, it's still gonna perform some sort of an attack, but maybe at half the amount of damage. But then we're sticking to the whole, you hold the key in order to perform the attack. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I'll keep it this way. I don't think we have to worry about polish at the moment. Polish is in making the animations flow from one to another. I just need something. Okay. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Okay. That's... it's something, but it's not waiting for the animation to be done. It's also too slow. We're not going to worry about that for now. Let's try this. If input is pressed and FPS animation player assigned animation is attack wind up military machete, then we're going to do this. Maybe the left hand could come in as like a counterweight. Just out of curiosity. If I speed the whole thing up. Oh yeah, our camera doesn't also move around. Hey, that looks good. I think we can work with that. Plus, it would still indicate that that our attack is in the middle, so we don't forget. Let's see. So we do Attack wind up. Okay. That could work. The new bunker kit collection gonna be amazing. New bunker kit collection. Are you working on additions? That's interesting. You have piqued my interest. Okay. That looks good. We got a Spider-Man out of here. Okay. And while I'm here, maybe just do this. And then we'll do attack execute. Well, come on. There we go. And then let's bring the arm as well. Man, why? Oh, because I copied only the rotation. Right. Copy this. Mm-hmm. Maybe we can clutch the hand. Not like that. Okay, can we please? Thank you. Mega overhaul to the current kit. Got it. Okay. Suppose as long as the dimensions still fit, that should be good. Some stuff will be breaking in some way that some walls will not belong. Well, that's not good. If you're making a revamp, you gotta fit within the dimensions. Because if we gotta go through the bunker chunks and then suddenly we gotta throw away a bunch of walls, that's not really a good revamp. It's the kind of revamp where it's like, hey, remember all that work you did? Yeah, just toss it out. You're gonna redo that, right? You gotta make sure you fit within the at least the dimensional standards, right? Which is why, if you're doing things like siding and additional details and damage and all that stuff, that's good. If the changes are that drastic, isn't it better to maybe, I don't know, like do it as additions instead of as full replacements? Okay, so that's good. Maybe we can also do something for the item takeout. Which means we're probably gonna have to hide this hand. Maybe that's a bit much. Maybe they're so good it's worth it. Okay. Now walls will have custom textures at back and the front. Can add some corridor meshes, electrical vents, door lights, and debris. Okay, interesting. Door lights as in separate props, or they be baked as a part of the door mesh prefabs? Okay. Mm-hmm. Adding 30 bunker pieces, 35 to 50 bunker props. Okay. That makes more sense. Alrighty. Okay. Perfect. Let's get this hidden and export. I think this is going to look a little bit better. Oof. We may or may not have to create some animated vine objects and then have them have a couple of animations. Once we start hacking away at them, we'll play the gradual, like, a couple of vines fall off here, a couple of vines fall off there, and then when the final thing gets broken, yeah, do something there. Maybe obscure with some particles. I'm fairly certain it loaded. Okay, I didn't see. Nope. No camera animation. Why is that? Wait, hands rig OBJ? That's not right. What am I waiting for? Oh yeah, it's still exporting. Why is it taking so long to export? Maybe it's maybe we need to like compress the animation. Although pretty sure Godot does that on import. Oh, I see what you mean. Um, hmm. I guess we'll have to see, but the only thing is that the walls that I'm using here, I can reuse them in a multitude of ways just by rotating them every which way. Up and down, left and right, flip them. So every wall technically has 1, 2, 3, 4 different orientations that I can place them. So if you have now bunker walls that have exterior and interior, like one bunker wall has an exterior side and an interior side, what happens when we have a wall like this, where they're both interior? You're gonna have to make a custom piece now, right? That is both interior on both sides. And we can't just like rotate them and reuse them. Hey, camera animation's there. Nice. Hey, the tilt, the Dutch angle. Hell yeah. And then this, dude, that works. Just a little bit of a presence of the camera animation just makes it look so much better. We'll have to do something about the hand being static. And that little grip. That's perfect. Okay, well, not perfect, but that's pretty good, I'd say. We'll adjust the positioning of the blade. Looking good, indeed. Okay, and I can't really spam it. I can still do this. We'll have to figure out what to do. What to do when we, like, don't wait for the animation to be done. Maybe this could be the weak animation. Okay, so all that we need now is a plant to destroy and maybe some thinner vine walls to chop up, and those will act as obstacles for the player to go through. You know, if you press the left button while it's in the middle of playing the attack animation, you have to let go and press it again because you missed the time. That might be a little annoying. The walls and floor will be made out of a mix of static baked materials and triplanar materials. I see. Okay. But, okay, can you do me a favor, Antoine? Can you not replace the pieces? Can you just add them? Right? So that the bunker pieces you're importing do not break these existing ones. So we can use them to compare, because we don't want to go destructive way, right? And be like, oh, well, that doesn't seem to work. And now we've lost everything we've done so far. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm happy with the way this is coming out. Like I said multiple times. I know you said multiple times. I'm also saying multiple times. Push will change the appearance of the current walls, but not the meshes. The appearance. Okay. Got it. You know, Antoine, I think what we can do with the meshes is just split them into two materials, one on one side, one on the other side. And then if we need to have them both use the same material, we can. We'll just assign both sides to the same material. Okay. Because certain locations don't really have, like, a roof, so they would be weathered relatively equally on both sides. I guess we'll see what it looks like. Who knows? Okay. Let me double check here. So we're going to do if input is action. Let's do pressed. Pressed. And if the animation if the last assigned animation is not this one, the wind up, then, oh, and not currently already playing something, then we're going to let it play the wind up. Okay. Nice. Okay. Perfect. So now I can just hold the key down, and then it's gonna automatically start winding up after finishing the current animation. Okay. And I think when we do execute a hit, we can have the, what is it? The screen shake take place. Yeah. I think the left hand actually helps quite a bit. As a matter of fact, the fact that it clutches into a fist and then flies off really helps sell the inertia. The motion of inertia. This is not good. Send your pics tomorrow. Sounds good. Outside wall, merging block, round corridor, damaged ceiling, debris pile. Okay, got it. Oh, that's not interesting. We're not supposed to be able to attack if we are looking at a rigid interactable object. So I suppose we can do this. If the collider is not null, actually no, the melee damage rate is not the same one. Let's say if player is looking at rigid interactable, do not run attack code. Good night. Sounds good, man. Have a good night. Okay. Rigid. There we go. So going back here. Okay, we're going to do... Oh, but this collider is not the same collider. Right. Rigid interactable. Hey, look at that. Already have a variable for it. So if rigid interactable is not null, return. Cool. Oh, well, that's not working. Oh, yes, it is. I'm just faster than the lint. I do want to make the immediate areas around these safe rooms to look more along the lines of, like, jungle. So a bit more dense in foliage and all that stuff. Okay. Well, so much for that. When does rigid interactable get its value? Starts as null. Let go of physics interactable. Right. If it's not null, has method, this is for interacting. If it's not null, We may have to have the developer tools print something for us. Dev tools. We need to make these things fit content. State report. Rigid interactable. Okay. And then go to the process. Info. Rigid interactor info will be showing the text. Stringified version of player rigid interactable variable. As a matter of fact, maybe we should also have it say the word. So as you can see, it says null. Well, that's not good. I guess rigid interactable only gets the value once we start interacting with something, which is kind of useless. Okay. Let's just double check that. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Okay, well, that's not very useful. In this context, that is. For storing, okay. Let's make a variable here. So take this. This is going to be replaced with engaged rigid interactable. Okay, and then let me look up in the code. Player. Need to search for it again. Okay, so engaged. Okay, once more, whole word, please. Okay, and now rigid interactable is null. Let's be even more clear. Looked at rigid interactable. Okay. Now, here we do what? I think we engage it. Object interaction. Grab ray node, get collider. And then if the object is rigid interactable, store it in looked at rigid interactable. So we're gonna make it equals to null, so it gets reset, and then rigid interactable. So if collider dot is in group called rigid interactable, and this variable is going to become the collider. The only thing is that we don't get access to the collider until here. There we go. Okay. So that's going to help us. Let's see, with the attack code. Okay. Oh, yes. And the dev tools. Mm-hmm. Nice. Nope, not nice. What the heck? Okay. Well now. Still allows us to attack. As a matter of fact, seems even more broken now. Look at that rigid intractable. Maybe we should not be allowed to start the attack windup. Because we can't start it, we can't execute it. But if we start it and then look at a rigid intractable, we cannot exit out of it. We're just stuck in it. So let's do this then. There we go. So here, if looked at rigid intractable is null, we're allowed to start the attack windup. That's cool and all, but I think we've also lost the group check. Oh, there's one right here. Oh, there we go. Rigid intractable. As a matter of fact, every instance of the rigid intractable between quotation marks has to be returned back to this. Oh, there's only one. Okay, got it. All right, that should fix it. Gotta watch out for that next time. Whew. Man, I've been trying to get ESP32 to be connected to my computer via Bluetooth and then sending some serial data and receiving it on the Python side. Man, is it a pain in the ass and just not at all documented. There's like 3 examples all over the internet on how to do it. And none of them work. So, been spending a lot of time trying to figure it out. Okay, so that works. Now if we do this, nice. Oh yes. I did also want to put a bit of a delay here. Bunker door functional? Oh, that's not the same one. Nope. Security door. Nope. bunker wall door, man. Okay. Go here. We have, if it's on, I think maybe we should make the sign do that. Safe room status sign, because the way we do this is the switch simply runs a trigger. The switch runs a trigger to the sign, the status sign, which is the one prop that's supposed to check for the safety around the safe room. That's its job. So when we trigger it, toggle safe should be, oh yeah, toggle is true or false. And then trigger just sends self. If safe is true, then I suppose we have a timer here. Oh, this is for the flashing. Okay. Okay. We're going to get ourselves another timer. This is going to be open delay timer. Okay, and then if it's safe, it is going to be started. And when it runs out, it'll do this. How long? 1 second. 1.5 seconds. For dramatic purpose. Because you can't actually catch the door opening animation. Because by the time you are done interacting with the switch, it's already kind of halfway done. So we're going to give it a little bit of extra space, extra time that is. And we crashed. Beautiful. I was going to implement the sounds, the new sounds that Cole had provided for the radio locator decoder machine console. But, man, I don't know. Had a pretty sleepless night, and I woke up bright and early. But like 2 hours in, I was like, man, this sucks. Life sucks. Everything sucks. I need to go back. It's okay. There we go. Oh. Well, that's not right. So we're just going to make it one shot. There we go. I do need to consider something about the door closing, though. nice. We need to make the music a bit smoother, but leave that for another time. We have this issue with the light. For some reason, I feel like we might be hitting the light limit, but I told all the lights to disable themselves. Maybe it's like hitting a geometry in there or something. Yeah, that's weird. We gotta pack these safe rooms full of lore, full of stuff for the player to experience. I really need to start working on that, because the minimal playable product is fast approaching. I think it might be a good idea to have content, so to speak. You know, it can't all be gameplay mechanics. We're not making Fortnite here. We gotta make content. Okay. An hour, it's almost pretty much been 2 hours at this point. Not bad. We've added ourselves a machete animation. All we need to do is get ourselves some stuff that we can chop up. It needs to communicate well that it can be chopped up. It has to look different enough and have visual cues that this thing here can be sliced with the machete. Maybe we can even involve some rigid bones. Huh? Get a couple of vines with like rigid bones in them, so that when the player finishes chopping down a vine, it can actually tumble down as a rigid object. I think that would be nice. Okay, anyways. Cool. I think we can wrap it up here. I'm gonna go for a walk. Cool. Thanks, Steven. Appreciate the company. And I suppose Antoine's already gone, so cool. Gonna see what he's got cooked up. Perfect. Have a good one.